KC and Cleveland. Again, this was a game that was assigned to Al McMorty. Thank you very much for taking it. Not necessarily one that he would have chosen himself as a game with a clear betting value. Cleveland pounded by Pitt last week. Hugh Jackson fired. A lot of times teams bounce back in NBA and NFL when right after a coach is fired. What's your take on this one? Cleveland, a big home underdog here, Al.
Well, I had a huge play last week on the Denver Broncos plus the 8.5, against Kansas City, and they came through and covered the point spread there. And that was the first time all season that Kansas City failed to cover the closing line. And a lot of times people will look for those teams that are these great point spread teams and then bounce back off that initial ATS defeat. But in actuality, they actually follow up that first ATS defeat with the second ATS defeat. If you look at what teams do when they start the season with 5 or more ATS wins and then they finally lose that first game, those teams are 2-10 ATS in that next game after that first ATS loss, including 0-6 ATS in that situation going back to 2009. The other factor here for me is it's tough, and we've talked about it here on the show before. It's tough for me to lay a lot of points with a team that has a very poor defense. Kansas City giving up 25, 26 points a game, and they're laying over a touchdown. When you get teams that give up 23.67 points or more a game and are favored by 8 or more points in that game, those teams are 37 and 78 ATS. That's not a recipe for success. So I think the back door is always going to be open here, even with a Cleveland offense that's, awful. And I'm going to take the points with Cleveland.
Okay, well, the market is definitely uncertain about this game, as lots of people watching this video might be. 8, 8.5, and 9 are all widely available. So we'll give you the current line at UWager. Bet Phoenix 9 plus 9 minus 110. Pinnacle is right in the middle at 8.5. Other places, Heritage, Intertops, the Greek are all at 8. Ian Cameron, what do you think here? Take Cleveland as a big, ugly home dog?
Well, handicapping 101, and a lot of people are going to think this is definitely, you got a team that just fired their coach, fired their OC, Todd Haley. Let's bet on them the next week. Step up effort from the whole group. And certainly it's a Cleveland spot. And if anyone's looking at Cleveland, I certainly wouldn't talk them out of it. My concern is going to be their offense. I didn't like maybe that's part of the reason why Haley's gone. Maybe we're going to see a breath of fresh air now offensively for this team. But problem is it may not just be scheming and play calling. There's just not a lot of weapons for Baker Mayfield. You look at it, once you get past the first 2 receivers, Jarvis Landry and Antonio Callaway, there's not a lot of meat on that bone at wide receiver. David Njoku, the tight end's been banged up the last couple of weeks, really didn't look 100%, didn't look right at all last week. So my concern here for Cleveland is I like the spot for them, I really do. And Kansas City, it looks like numbers have finally caught up to them. My concern is if Cleveland falls behind, is there that offense to keep up with Mahomes and company on the Kansas City side? I'm not sure there is. Yeah, I was leaning Cleveland this week too. I'm going to probably stay out of it and pass, though.
Okay, it's a pass from Ian Cameron and Al McMorty taking Cleveland plus 9 as an official pick. Again, that was a game that we assigned him. We asked him to take. And, of course, Al McMorty will cover any game that we ask him to take. Al McMorty's website is bigal.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.